guys, welcome to another Waterponics video. Today we're going to be cleaning the filters. Now I know I did make a video about this a few years back. However, I've changed the filters a little bit, so the cleaning process is a little different. So I thought that I would take you guys along and show you. However, you know the drill. Let's feed the tilapia first. Alright, so here are the filters. This is the first one is the swirl filter, and the other one is the bio filter, which I mentioned before. So let's open and see how dirty it is on the inside. I know how dirty it is, but I'm gonna show you guys. Here you go. So it has an outlet manifold, and the way how it works is because I have this this material in here that captures some of the solids that aren't heavy enough to settle down at the bottom, as it makes the swirling motion in the swirl filter. Sometimes this material could clog up the outlet, which, as you can see there, the water is supposed to be exiting through this elbow, going that way and out through there into through this pipe and into the biofilter. But if it's clogged, there's no way it can get out, and this filter can actually overflow. It doesn't really overflow. Actually, what it does, it takes the water from the sump tank, because the sump is continuously pumping water into the fish tank through the spray bar. As you can see, all the water just dripping around the fish tank. That's the spray bar. So the sump could actually run dry, which could be very detrimental for the pump. So anyhow, what I did is I put another elbow here, so that when the filter, if this ever gets clogged, and it usually only gets clogged when the filter is dirty, it's kind of like an indication for me to know when it needs cleaning, outside of the normal thing where I know that it needs to be cleaned about every 3 weeks or so. The water would start to overflow from the top of this one as opposed to going through this one. So that's how we know that it needs cleaning. As you can see, it's doing so right. That's what it's doing right now. The water is overflowing from the top of that one and going out. So let's get to it. First thing you need to do is take out all of this material. There's some of this. This is I can't remember which one this is. This is either tool or can, but there's this one, and then there's a finer one. I'm not sure if I still have the finer one in here. No, I think I took it out. But there's some of this, and then there's some shade cloth as well down inside here. So I'm gonna take those out, and then I'm gonna wash them. And then we're gonna clean the bottom of the filter. Alright. Okay, so before I start to take out the material out of the filter, over here I have to turn off the water going into the fish tank. Actually, don't turn it off. I redirect it into the grow beds, the water culture grow beds, so that it would come out to here and it goes back into the sump. So I basically close off this loop here. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So starting with the first bed, each bed has a ball valve and manifolds. This basil is really strong. So what I do is I come here to this first ball valve and I open that like so, and you see water starts to come out there. It's first grow bed, and I do so to this one as well, second grow bed, and then finally the last grow bed, you just turn on like that. And what that does is allow the water to keep circulating, and it saves me from having to turn off the water pump, unplug the water pump. So I took out the fish tank out of the loop, so now the water comes out here, comes into this pipe, and goes out to 1, 2, 3, and subsequently it will drain out from 1, 2, 3 overflows from the grow beds and go back that way in this large pipe here around the corner and into the sump tank. And as you can see, there's no more water coming out of the square bar into the fish tank. So for the meantime, the fish are now relying on the oxygen from the blower, which is coming from out of these air stones. All these air stones that you can see. Right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 air stones in here at different lengths. And that's how the fish will continue to get the dissolved oxygen while the spray bar while the spray bar is off. Because the spray bar also helps oxygenate the water in the fish tank, because water oxygenation happens by the movement of water. So the splashing from the spray bar also helps the water to become oxygenated. So it works hand in hand with the air pump. So now the water's off, and they have oxygen from the air pump. So now no more water is coming into this filter. I can start to take out this stuff, and I'll show you that, and I'll show you guys that. Yeah guys, this is the part of aquaponics that no one likes, I assume. It's fine for me, you know, it's all part of it. Alright, I'll show you what inside the filter looks like now that I have removed the material that I talked to you about. Here's the shade cloth that was down at the bottom, and here's the other material. Alright, so this is the material removed from the filter. The first type of material, the tool or the can, whichever one it is. I'm not too sure, I can't remember. And this is the shade cloth. And this is the outlet manifold for the filter, which I showed you guys earlier. And this here is a piece of PVC board which actually holds the material that I just took out in place and stop it from sinking to the bottom, in case anyone was wondering about that. So for me to get it out, I actually have to take off this outlet manifold, which is easy enough. Just take it off like so, and you put that there, and now you could take out this piece of PVC board. It's cut to match the shape of the tank, and the reason why it is in two pieces, here's the other piece, it goes together like this, right? And then the material right here just rests on top of that, and the idea is that it keeps the solids from the larger it keeps some of the solids from coming up and going out through the outlet, and keeps them in the filter out of the loop of the system, right? So I actually had to cut it in two pieces because the diameter of the top of the tank, as you can see right here, I give you a better idea at this angle. You can see the diameter at the top is more narrow than the rest of the tank, so I had to cut it so that it could fit in through the top of the tank. So while that finishes overflowing, we're gonna finish clean the rest of the filter. So at this point I drain this right now, but before I do that, I'm going to clean the material first. I'm going to give it a rinse, wash it off. I'm going to show you how I do that, and then I will drain the filter. Alright guys, this is my washing rig. Now all it is a can, a 55 gallon drum that is turned upside down, and what I do is I put the material over it, and then I spray it down with a hose and get all the solid muck and the gunk and stuff out of the crevices of the material. And then it's all clean. Now I place this here right next to my banana patch, so that those solids and stuff, they will wash down they'll run off into the banana patch, and they could then turn around and use some of the nutrients and stuff from the aquaponics system. So even when I drain the filter later on, I'm going to drain it into the banana patch as well using the hose. So let's get to it. So moving on now to the next filter. We haven't finished cleaning that one as yet, but there's something on this side that I have to clean out also with the hose. Here is what comes out, the overflow from the swirl filter into the bell filter, and before it gets down into there where all the other the media is, you will see this is the media that I have. This is K1. This is either K1, K2, or K3. Basically, it's a type of media that's designed that all the bacteria to live inside of these crevices. In fact, these crevices allows the media to have more surface area than almost anything else. So they're a good place for bacterial colonies to become established and to grow. Good bacteria which convert the stuff that the fish give you, the waste, the ammonia that the fish produce, ultimately into the nitrates which the plants use to grow, which the plants use to grow, right? So it's time to clean out this stuff in here. In here we have some metalamat, I think is what it's called. It's basically filter mat. One is very coarse, and there's a whistling frog. Yeah. Fun fact, this is Barbados' only species of frog, because all the rest that you see with the rough skin are toads, and this is a whistling frog, and I think it is native to Barbados. So they have like this mating call. They do like a squeak squeak. And also there is a hummingbird right over there. See it? That's so cool. I haven't seen a hummingbird in a while. But it's gone. So yeah, back to this. So we're gonna clean out these. Sorry if it's noisy again. I'm next to the air pump again. So let's clean out these. So here's the other type of media that I have in my biofilter. This one is called open cell media, and it serves the same purpose as the K media that I showed you before. And then, well, this is what else I have. These are, I don't know, you call them pot scrubbers or something. Scoring pads. No, I don't think these are scoring pads. This might be a pot scrubber, but it's a plastic one. And basically, you're just trying to use things that would have a very high surface area, meaning they have a lot of crevices, as you can see, so that the bacteria can live inside these crevices. The bacteria can live in those crevices and could colonize and grow, so that you could get healthy plants. So yeah, this here has been washed. I did it in the same manner as that I did that I washed the other filter media over there, as you can see it there sitting over the sump. And yeah, so those are all clean. So right now I have to drain that filter over there, which I am doing right now. So I'll just show you how I have it connected and where it is draining to. So here's the drain from the swirl filter. I'm over on the other side of the aquaponics system. I was over there just now, so I'm over here now, and this is a hose connection that I put here onto my outlet, my drain fitting, so that it goes that way and into the banana patch, which I showed you in the video before. I have some, this is the water here that came out of the filter that I caught in this bucket to show you guys. I'm just gonna give it a stir and let you see how dark it is, and the sediment that will settle at the bottom of the filter. So this is why it's very important to have filtration in your aquaponics system, because this is what will end up on your plant roots. I believe it's impossible to like filter all solids, including like the fine ones, but it really helps that you have good filtration, that you could get get rid of the majority of the larger ones, and so you don't have that clogging up your plant roots, and actually will stop your plants from being able to uptake oxygen through the roots, and possibly some of the nutrients as well. Also, as I mentioned with the anaerobic bacteria, I think I mentioned this before in a previous video, anaerobic bacteria could build up, which is bacteria without oxygen, which is the bacteria that we don't want. We want aerobic bacteria, which is the bacteria with oxygen, because this is an aerobic environment. The plants need oxygen, the fish need oxygen, and the bacteria need oxygen. So any bacteria that we have that is almost like, it's the wrong type, that's almost like, it's the wrong type of bacteria, right? So that's why all those will settle and live in your filters or in your aquaponic system if you're not getting rid of the solids in a efficient manner. So this is why you need to clean filters, right? So I used to actually, what is more commonly practiced in commercial aquaponic systems, which I did experiment with, which I did get good results from, and I'm going to start back doing, is that every day, or sorry, not every day, whatever so often, depending on the system, the size of it, the amount of fish food that you feed your fish and stuff like that, even the type of fish food that you feed your fish, the person would come and they would just clean off the bottom of the filter. They would just open the drain, and let it drain the solids from the bottom of the filter ever so often. And I was doing it once a week, and I was getting really good results from it. I'm going to start back doing that. That way, when I have to clean my filter, I won't have to drain it again all the way to the bottom, because the water has become so foul after the solids, so much solids built up. So that way I can leave it for probably even longer, probably an extra week, 4 weeks before I do a massive clean like this. Alright, so I'll resort to doing that again. So yeah, while this drains, this is just here draining, I wait, and then I put back everything as it were. And so what I'm going to do is, when this is finished draining, I'm going to show you how I put it all back together. Yeah, so guys, there was no water coming out of the pipe down by the banana patch. So I took off the fitting, and as you can see, the ball valve is open, but no water is coming out. Unfortunately, for experience, that tells me one thing. I have fish in my filter, which means that these guys in there, they're doing the jiggy, making babies, right? So I'm gonna try to use my net and get them out. Suspicions were correct. Look, there you see him. Fish. So there he is. It's a fish. And the water still hasn't come out yet, so this means there are more in there. So this guy is a young male. So I'm gonna take him and splash him in the sump. Just put him in the sump. That's where I keep the small ones. And then till he gets large enough, I'll put him in the big tank. Another one. This one is even smaller. Alright, it's flowing again. There's still more in there, I know it. So I'm gonna get them when I drain the tank down to the bottom. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see, but we're basically at the end of the filter at the bottom. All the water is drained out, majority of it. See, and and you could definitely see why the water was draining out. I told you, I knew there were more here. Look at this, look at this. Look at him. Look at the size of him. They have like these spines in the back, so they just really and they're and this fin that runs along their spine, so you have to hold them right. Look at the size of him. This is actually a female, I believe. Yeah, this is a female. Size of her. So she's too big to go in the sump. So anytime. Let's see another one. I got it. Missed it. Just dump it. So now I'm back. I think you got it now. Miss it. Right, give me a second, let me catch this. I think you got it. I'm trying to do it with one hand while holding the camera. So just give me a second while I catch it and then I'll show you guys. Alright, we got two more. So how many were those? That was one in the sump. Another small one that I put in the sump already. That large one just now that I put in the fish tank. So that's 3. And then we have 4 or 5. This guy here this is a male. Yeah, this is a male. So it was 2 males and a female. Alright, so give me a second. I'll put this, and there's another small one here also. I'm not sure if I could tell if he's a male or female. She's if it's a male or a female, it's too young. It's too young for me to tell. So there you go. Alright guys, so everything has been put back together. The filter has been cleaned. It's actually a couple days later because on that same day it got dark really fast and I was unable to film and show you guys me putting the filter back together, but basically it's the reverse of what I did to take it apart, obviously. So I just wanted to show you inside here by the outlet manifold that now the water is exiting over here and not overflowing over the top of here. As you can see, the water is down the side there because it's going out over on this side. So that's the mechanical filter all set. I'm gonna walk over and show you the biofilter. So here's the kind of the pre-filter, as I call it, into the biofilter, and as you can see, that's looking quite clean also. So yeah, that's it. Just want to thank you guys for watching again, and as always, let's grow together. If you really enjoy these videos, remember to like, subscribe, and share with people who you think will enjoy them as well. Alright, I'll catch you guys in the next video.